Hello, what up? It's John, your movie madman, and I'm back. And today is going to be a very exciting video, like they are every single time you watch them. Today, we're going to be talking about Tropic Thunder in 4K. So I got this last week. I had to wait for, well, a week for it to be imported because I had to order it from America because they're not selling it over in the UK at the moment. No idea why. Sometimes they do that. Sometimes the UK will only get new releases and America doesn't, and sometimes America only gets new releases and the UK doesn't. But it doesn't matter because, you know, most 4K discs are all region free, so you don't even have to worry about having a multi-regional player when it comes to 4K. We're just going to open this, take the plastic off, have a look inside, have a look at the discs, have a look at the back cover. Let's get that plastic off here. Alright, nice slip cover. Let's have a look at the inside, shall we? Oh, that was a nice original artwork there. No idea where they got the idea for that artwork. Looks like a copy and paste deal going on there. There's the back as well. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Cool, so you got the 4K disc here and the Blu-ray here. Obviously, with this being the American edition, the Blu-ray isn't going to work over here because it's region A, but the 4K disc is region unlocked, so you can watch it anywhere. Only the theatrical version is on the 4K disc and only the director's cut is on the Blu-ray. So why they couldn't put the director's cut on the 4K disc as well, I don't know. Maybe Ben Stiller didn't want to see his own film in 4K, I don't know. I have got the director's cut on Blu-ray, so it's not an issue. I mean, to be fair, I could probably put the director's cut from here in here and just have the one box. But yeah, it's alright, it's not an issue. I do have the director's cut, so this is actually quite exciting for me because it means I get to watch the theatrical cut for the first time since I've seen it in the cinema, because since it came out the director's cut's only really been available, so I've only ever seen the director's cut outside of the cinema. So I am really looking forward to watching the theatrical version again. But yeah, let's go have a look at some of those scenes. I'll look at some of the scenes on the Blu-ray here. I'm pretty sure most of the theatrical version scenes, so I can find some of them on here and then have a look at them on here as well. Cross-reference it all like I normally do, and then I'll be back in just a moment. Well, that was extremely interesting, I can tell you that now. We'll start with this one, I think. So I've popped this into my Blu-ray player. I watched the beginning, like the first 5 minutes of this, mainly because I knew there's loads of dark shots, there's loads of light shots, there's loads of stuff outside and stuff inside, and loads of CGI that you can look at as well. So I thought it was perfect, you know, just watch the first 5 minutes and it would literally tell me everything that I need to know. I also know that the first 5 minutes of this is basically the same as the first 5 minutes of the theatrical cut as well, besides a couple of little extra bits in the Vietnam opening, but that doesn't matter, it's alright, it's okay. Alright, so I had a little look and it was good, you know, it's nice to see a good looking Blu-ray. It was a bit odd because when I looked at it, it looked a little bit like someone had sat in front of the camera and turned a lamp on, so there was just this extra light over all of the picture. But then saying that, I then moved on to the 4K disc. Then I moved on to the 4K disc, and do you know what? It looked like someone had turned that lamp off, which was nice, I think. Most times that I watch a 4K disc, I always feel like the picture's a little bit brighter, and then there are other times where I feel like people just cover the picture in grain and think it's an upscale, and then there are titles like this where they dim it down a little bit, so the picture was a little bit darker, but that made everything else a little bit brighter, which won't make any sense to you whatsoever. Basically, it looked like someone had turned the lamp off, so everything was a little bit darker. Skin tones looked so much better. Close-ups of people's faces looked absolutely incredible. There were so many moments at the beginning of this where it was just like, wow, this is actually, wow, that actually looks really good as well. Wow, that looks really good as well. They did the font even. The font looked like someone had knitted it rather than it being actual words. It looks like someone had sewn the words together and then put it on. It was weird. Nice though. A nice kind of weird. And you've got to like a nice kind of weird, haven't you? So yeah, all in all, that CGI looks really good. Ben Stiller standing on that mountain holding those babies looked really good. You could see a lot of the HDR kicking in when you saw that Fatty's trailer as well. All those different bright colours which I knew would be there. Because the picture was dimmed down a little bit, that meant that the grain basically disappeared. I mean, if you were like right up close to the picture, you'd be able to see a little bit of grain, not a lot, but a little bit. But back further, because the picture had been dimmed down a little bit, I think it took a lot of the grain away, which was good for me. I think I'm not a hater of grain, but too much grain is just too much. You know, too much of some things can be a bad thing. All in all, I would say this was a very good upgrade from the Blu-ray. Yeah, it's a little disappointing that you can't get the director's cut in 4K, but to be fair, that just gives me that chance to go back and watch the theatrical cut again. So I do look forward to actually sitting down and watching the theatrical cut again. I think that's going to be fun. It'll be interesting to see what's actually in the director's cut. I did notice a little bit when I was watching this earlier, I did notice that there was a couple of lines already, like literally in the opening Vietnam War bit. There's a couple of extra lines in there, so that was interesting to see that. I was a bit like, oh, that's interesting, I didn't know that was extra. So, you know, I'm going to be learning a lot when I watch this, the theatrical cut, so that's exciting, isn't it? That's about it, I think. Incredible picture, good sound, not too much grain, but you know, a little bit to remind you that you're watching a film. Really good details, really good colours, and a really good film as well. Very well done. One of my favourite war parody movies ever, if not the best war parody movie ever. So that's it for today. Tropic Thunder for you there. I just wanted to say an absolutely amazing, massive thank you again to all of the subscribers that I've had in the last week or so. It's gone up so much recently, and that Pulp Fiction video last week has done over 1,000 views, which is the first time I've had a video that's done over 1,000 views as well. So thanks to everyone that's got in there and watched that. That's really nice of you. Really hope you will watch this video as well and get to the end. If you could like it too, and if you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that would be amazing. I will see you again on Wednesday. Goodbye.